is the emergency broadcast system. This is not a test. Repeat, this is not a test. Stay tuned for further instructions.
Alert, alert, alert. Pre-orders are live. The Exorcism of Great America, the book they tried to censor, drops December 9th. If you want truth before it's rewritten, lock in the ebook now. Print copy available the day of release. This is no longer a warning. This is a danger alert. Wake up, damn it. The revolution will be digitized. Scan the QR code now or visit www.blackmambabooks.com. Support the resistance.
Hello. I don't know if you guys can see me or hear me, but we are going to do a mic check real quick. Mic check. Hello. I don't know if you guys... Okay, I hear myself on my phone. I'm not going in the studio because I don't know what's going on. But hopefully, we can get this party started here soon. I appreciate you guys tapping in. I tried to do a little something, but I don't know. We'll see. I'm trying to figure out how the hell do I even get my image up here on this screen for you all. So bear with me, chill out, and I will be back soon. And if anybody can help me with that on StreamYard, let me know real quick. I'm always doing something new. I'm a one-woman show over here, y'all. So grace and mercy as I learn things in real time. I think we got one screen up. If you can hear me, we got one screen up, and that was as for the mobile, for the vertical. We are making our way. We're making our way. Hey, everybody, it's your girl, Black Mamba. I apologize in advance for these technical difficulties. I appreciate y'all being patient with me. Like as I was trying to say, I'm not in the studio. My microphone is literally rigged up in there, and I have two, but yeah, they're both set up for the studio. So I am just inside my room. We got y'all a nice little fire playing in the background for this fireside chat. I am going to work on getting this overlay together. Show on stage, replace a hide from stage, horizontal. There. Hey, look at that. Hey, where there is a will, there is a way. When that's all that I can say. It's easy to get frustrated in moments like this when things aren't going right. You're not on time. And if you know anything about me, I love to tell people that I am the professional unprofessional, meaning, I'm just an everyday person. I do myself to be semi-pro on here, but for the most part, I'm just real people just like you. And a lot of this stuff, I had to learn on my own. I told someone else earlier today on Substack, I'm like YouTube University doctoral student at this point. Everything that you see coming out of the Black Mamba Effect, anything from Mamba Ron Unfiltered, from my voiceover services with verbal voaces, are things that I'm putting together and creating myself. It may seem a little bit basic to you all, but hey, when you're a one-woman show and your budget is nil, you can't afford marketing and ads, you have to learn how to do these things yourself until you can afford to pay somebody else to do it for you. So this is where we are. Welcome to the stream. I see comments right here popping up, and I think I am going to make them larger so that I can see them. And here they are on the screen. I don't even have to do that. Look at that. StreamYard is awesome for this stuff. I went ahead and they had a promotional event. And I get to try this free for 7 days. So I did that specifically for this event. And I had so many ideas, so many screens, so much stuff set up. I wanted it to be a real live event. But then I was like, you know what? I'm running behind. I'm having technical difficulties with sound, and my image. And I'm just like, you know what? We're just going to keep it real and keep it 100. And here we are. So what you see is what you get, but this is the best that I can do in the moment, and I hope it's okay with you. Please, if you're in the chat, say hello, tell me where you are. I'm gonna look here at these comments here real quick and see what's up. Talking time. I appreciate you popping in. Thank you so much. Welcome to an anatomy of a cultural autopsy. This is where I get to define what that means and what that is. I get to present myself again and officially as an author. A multi-line author as of today. Amazon has done some amazing things. That's just all I can say. And it was based off keywords and metadata, just research, just trying to figure out the best way to position myself. Because once again, no money for ads, no money for marketing. And if you've been following me on Facebook or on my Substack, I've been documenting the experience. So be sure to go check that out. Matter of fact, as I'm here, let me take this off of here, right? Because the stream has started. I don't know how you producers matter. This is why it's important to connect and have moderators in moments like these. I think Pro God is a moderator of my chat. And if he is in the chat today, I need you to be on it in these comments. Let's see. Anyway, I'm not gonna worry about that. It is what it is. I definitely do want to see your comments and see who's all here. Thank you for confirming that for me. Rick in the Philippines. Hey, friend, I appreciate you. I wanted to do this stream at a decent time. My friends in the UK and Europe and Africa, I know a lot of you all are at least 6 hours ahead of me. So doing this midday seemed like the appropriate time for you all to be able to tap in and be able to experience this live as well. In advance, Merry Christmas to you. Happy holidays. I hope you had a beautiful day today. It's nighttime over there right now. Like I said, just 6 hours ahead. I don't have anyone in here right now. So that's a beautiful thing as I get this together. Let's I thought let's see. Banners. Let's hide that. Make sure these tickers get up here for you all. There. There's my Substack popping up. I'm just gonna, I don't have time. So I'm going to make sure this ticker is up here. These tickers are going. I don't have time to be trying to do a production, entering these tickers, you know, at the correct moment, except that one and except that one. And yeah, I'll leave that one up. Not that one. And we're going to show that one. Yep, this one. We're going to show that one. We're going to show. I appreciate y'all. We're going to get this party started as people get up in here and get back in here. Because like I said, it was some technical difficulties. And we live in a world where we got to have it now. If it's not happening on time, you're ratchet, you're ghetto, you're just not professional. And because short form content is king, attention spans are like gnats. People can't sit still, can't let something run in the background, got to multitask and scroll. So I know how it goes, but anybody that's popping in and popping out, like I said, if you're here live, you have to be here live, as I mentioned in the event, to be a part of the giveaway. That's towards the end. You have to be in this room towards the end. And I'll give those instructions, so again, but don't worry about that. But if you have purchased the book, all those beautiful things like that, hey, we'll be getting into that as well. And as I got that up, excuse me, I'm trying to get some things together for you all. You all, now, what I need to be able to have access to is the work. And I'm going to be reading for you all. I'll be getting together here in a moment. But for now, welcome. Like I said, before anything else, I want to say thank you. Thank you to everyone that's here tapping in live. If you're catching this on the replay, I appreciate you. I hate being on video, but I felt this was an important moment just to be able to show my face, people to get introduced to this work I'm bringing to the table. You didn't just buy a book. You invested in energy. You invested in a movement and believe. And that matters more than you know. So thank you. Thank you to those who bought the book. I mean, that's amazing. That's lovely. Like I said, look it up right now on Amazon, The Exorcism of Great America, a cultural autopsy of myth, power, and American delusion. And for those that are new to me, it's good that you're here. Let me kind of explain what I do and how I do it. I'm a spirit-led person. I just go with the flow. And this is exactly what this was. A lot of my writing is talk to text. What you hear right now, I could be recording and then I'll just transcribe that. And that's it. I wanted this written work, this important work, to be human coded. I wanted it to when you read it, I want you to be able to imagine my voice, and it will be on audiobook soon. That's gonna hit different. It's gonna feel different, because then you get to put the energy behind it. And before they banned the title, the original title, which was The Shot Heard Around the World, a cultural autopsy of the Charlie Kirk assassination. It has been confirmed by PEN America that there has been a widespread campaign of censorship and suppression of works and titles that are dealing with the Charlie Kirk assassination. And this experience with Amazon KDP showed me for the first time how dangerous work is and how data derived everything is. But they fucked up. They let a real demon through the door when it comes to this pen. And I feel like Kendrick in this moment, for real. Like, y'all don't let a conscious nigga into the game and don't even know it. The visibility that's coming my way, the opportunities that are here already, and the ones to come. This is the foundational work. You guys are in a rare moment of being able to connect with someone in a free way, in a way that is accessible, for that matter. Take advantage of it. I hope you do. I don't know who all is in the comments. I only got 2 people right now, but thank you, like I said, for the support. The quiet ones, I see you. People like Matt and Dr. Anderson. There's lots of their support can happen in a multiple of ways, right? Not always about purchasing. I ain't got 2 pennies to rub together right now, so a lot of people are in that situation. And I understand you can't support everybody all the time. You just can't. It's impossible. Grassroots movement like Obama's campaign was fed off $5 donations from a lot of people. That adds up. You think about companies that shortchange you them pennies, or you tell them to keep the change. Imagine keeping the change from millions and millions of people. Tell me if it don't make sense to you, because it sure makes sense to me. Support can come, like the support that I got today that positioned me to be on the bestsellers list with 2 of my books. The book that I just presented to you all, what I call CODP, kind of like COPD. CODP is Cause of Death, Patriarchy. And that will be a cultural autopsy of fabricated divine order. Man, if we want to do this fireside chat again, y'all gonna have to let me know, and I'll definitely come back for each book that drops and do that with you all. Today, the purpose of the chat, this fireside chat, how you like that? Right there. First and foremost, this isn't a launch party, okay? This is nothing. There's nothing launching about this. I launched this book on Tuesday. Someone on Substack asked me today, how am I celebrating? And I just said with community, with online community. I don't really have anyone in my physical community outside of my children that tells me how proud they are of this work, who cheers me on every day. They see me working hard. They see me constantly creating something. And I see the infection taking place in them. And that's a good infection when you look at it like that. I am planting seeds of greatness in them, just in creativity, not so much anything else. We were born to create. And I feel like when you find your purpose and passion through creation, you really see things differently. The opportunities that follow gives you the confidence to keep creating more and more and more. And when you're not creating, when you're not in a space where you're creating, it can feel, that's where that hole, where people feel like this emptiness, comes from. And I've noticed how fulfilled my life has been since I've been operating through my purpose, which is creation. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited to be on this timeline, doing the things that I'm doing, writing the things that I'm writing, speaking on the things that I'm speaking on. If you don't know, my name is Black Mamba. And there's a whole story behind that. It has nothing to do with Kobe, and it has nothing to do with the snake, although it is the third deadliest snake in the world. And I tell people all the time, I ain't got to be the first. You know what I'm saying? I just got to be right there in the door. I got other things, savviness about me that'll make up those two positions, and I'll position myself in the number one spot. I ain't got to come through the gate number one, as you can see. I'm there. I'm in the door with Edward Snowden. I'm sitting at tables where books. Edward Snowden is on that bestseller list, y'all. Edward Snowden, privacy and surveillance. A Black woman writing about privacy and surveillance in the age of machines. And both of my books, one old as hell is Come Back Alive, and it's like number 18 in the Kindle store right now. In Privacy and Surveillance and Call of Death Patriarchy. I just posted that book 2 days ago. And this is how I know Amazon is fucking with me, because it's already ranked. It's a top new release in privacy and surveillance already. People are clicking titles. People are connecting my work. I don't know what made me drop the pre-order, but my spirit just moved me to go ahead and everything you see, that artwork I created all in one day. And I just threw it out there. I did the research once again for the metadata, the categories. There's so much. And if people are interested in that, let me know. Shoot me a DM. Ask me, how did you do this? I'll be more than happy to do that. I'm not about to create some masterclass right now to make people pay me for information. That's not intellectual property to me. Things like poetry, things like my books, things like that I actually create, but things that I learn, nah, I don't want to have to pay people for things that I learned. How to create a book, for example. Shout out to Damien, or not even, don't even get me started on his name pronunciation, because we always say it wrong. But if you there and you in the chat, please tag yourself, tag your new book. And I felt so privileged. He asked me to help him navigate KDP so that he can create his first fantasy novel. And I'm so excited for him. Darian, sorry, I said Damien. I got somebody else on my mind. Maybe he's tapping in too, Mr. Jenkins. If so, how you doing today, sir? But Darian is out there with his new book, and I was blessed to be able to help him do that. And we did that just through text exchanges, and I think maybe one or two occasional phone calls, but that's it. I mean, that's how we build. That's how we grow. That's how we help other people. Community, connection is the lifeblood of community. And if you're not connecting with creators, if you're not connecting with the people that do what you do, love what you love, appreciate what you appreciate, you're connecting with the wrong people, especially if whatever you're doing, you want to grow in some way, shape, or form. My audience is not my family. My audience is not my friends. My audience is the people I haven't reached yet, haven't spoken to yet, haven't connected with yet. Those are the people that position these books in hot new releases and on the bestsellers list at that. I'm sorry. If nobody is going to be a fan for me, then I have to be a fan for myself, first and foremost. My biggest fan, my biggest supporter, my biggest cheerleader, just like I'm my biggest bully, just like I'm my biggest critic. And you already know who Black Mamba is. We come in here for this fireside chat, and y'all gonna get me to preaching, and y'all gonna get me to talking. But this is a fireside chat. I believe fires have always been where truth has been told. People sat around, they shared stories, myths and legends, and children listened. Elders listened to their elders with rapt attention. That's the level that I want to be able to get to with my voice, with my writing. I want people who desire, you know what I'm saying, to be here. to tune in, because they know when they do, they're going to get something of substance. They're not just scrolling, looking at somebody twerking their fucking ass. They're not just out here looking at cat and dog meme videos and these little short form sentences. One sentences, for the most part, of affirmation where people get to pop on under their post, and it's the sea of the same emojis, the sea of the same auto responses. Preach, you said that. That's deep. I know that's right. I felt that. Yeah, okay. You felt it, but what are you doing in that moment when something hit? Ooh, that hit me. That one sentence hit me. Was it enough to spark a critical thought? Was it enough to spark change in your life? Was it enough to make you wonder, how did somebody get to that point, to that thought? That's where I come in. That's where a cultural autopsist as myself comes in. I come in with my pen, my blade as a scalpel, and I cut through the bullshit. I reveal the truth. I bring out a mirror and I hold it up. And what can I say? Once again, when you are a mirror, people are either going to love you or hate you, because when you show them their reflection, and when they look at me, when they see me, when they watch this live, they formulate their opinions about my room, about my hair, about my lips, about my voice, about anything. There might be a pimple here. Do I got a booger in my nose? Like, you dissecting everything else but what's important. I understand that we visual people. That's why it was important for me to do this, so that you could see me, so that you could feel the energy when I speak to you today. Otherwise, people know this is not what I do, video, but that's all people want me to do. And, but it is what it is. This kind of works out that nobody is in here. You know what I'm saying? This kind of works out that nobody is in here. Merry Christmas, Bright. Hey, Africa, Tiana, my baby is in here. Hey, I love you. Dale, I appreciate you. Merry Christmas to you. The Philippines show me so much love. They are the second biggest country next to my own, the United States, that tap into the Mamba Raw and Unfiltered podcast. That's a beautiful thing to me. And if you don't know, the podcast is heard in over 30 countries. Ukraine, Russia, places in Asia I've never heard of, places, Brazil. Shout out to Brazil, been showing me mad love. And I know, don't worry. This conversation is global. The things that I'm writing about, you're in these books. You're in these books. This is not a book about America. This is a book about us. This is a book about humanity. This is not a book about Charlie Kirk, a public figure. This ain't even a book about his assassination. This is a cultural autopsy of us, of what his assassination revealed about our nation and why it really had to happen. Why we really in a period of correction, and why America needed to see, like, flat out in your face, overtly see how this bitch is sick. She been sick since Empire stepped foot on this land, and she been dying ever since. And now the rot is, it's gotten so thick with funk. You can't help but to smell it. You can't help but to look up under, the surface and see what's rotting beneath, because it's spewing from beneath the seams. We have no choice. And if you're choosing to still be apathetic about everything that's going on, then you are choosing to stay asleep. And we're just at a position where we can't worry about you anymore. We can't worry about you anymore. Stay asleep. Stay asleep. I'm here for the woke ones. I'm here for the semi-conscious ones. I'm here for the ones that are lost in the digital darkness, trying to find their way back to some form of light, some form of realness, some form of authenticity. So, with that said, as I sit here and wax poetic, it's important. I want to explain something important. And I did take notes for this just so that I wouldn't forget things. But here. This is how we'll do that. This is how we'll do that. How about that? We'll speed up these notes. As I wait for more people to get up in here. that's why I said it's kind of working out that nobody's really in here right now. This gives me an opportunity to shake out whatever I need to shake out before I get started reading to you beautiful people. But I wanted to explain something like just really, truly important about this word. It's a cultural autopsy. A cultural autopsy happens usually or autopsy period usually happens after death. So when we stop pretending and start examining what really happened, what systems failed, what wounds were ignored, what poison circulated unchecked, that makes me, whether I wanted the role or not, okay, to be a cultural autopsist. Not because I wanted a title. This isn't me trying to brand myself or, cut myself from a different cloth, so to speak. Make sure that that's out there. No, all this work is spirit led, literally. What I'm doing now isn't even what I was really trying to do from the jump. I was on a different mission and on a different path when Charlie Kirk got shot and changed the whole trajectory of the work that I was already creating. I didn't want this because I wanted a position. I wasn't even paying attention. It's just the simple fact that I was willing to look. So when you pick up your copy of The Exorcism of Great America and what you're about to read now, and I need you to also know why this work is important now, why this work was created and released now. It wasn't even supposed to be a series, for one. It was a book coded for extinction. I was talking about algorithms, AI, the tech bros, the digital antichrist, and man, next thing I know, it was whiplash. I was already writing, already going through things physically, spiritually, financially, emotionally. Then came the day Charlie Kirk got shot. Something shifted. You know what I'm saying? Not politically, but within me, spiritually. It was truly a spiritual awakening. And I talk about that over on my Substack, Digital Disobedience. You can find me as TB, writing as Black Mamba, or just type in Black Mamba, BLAKKMOMBA, over on Substack. And check out my long form reflections over there. I'll share the post to Facebook, but I've really stopped sharing my intellectual property on the content plantation. Is so oversaturated with people that have been programmed, literally behavior modified, by social media. They're not interested in the work that I'm creating and what I'm doing. So it was important that I position myself in a space where people actually read, where people actually write. And you're either one or two things over on Substack. You're either a reader or you're a writer. It's a beautiful thing. And I've gotten so much love over there, so much love since I moved over there. The few months that I've been, compared to the 3 years that I've been on places like Facebook and Instagram, and just simply being in the room surrounded by people, once again, like I said earlier in the broadcast, simply connecting and building with people that do what you do, like what you like, appreciate what you appreciate. And for me, that's words. I eat words for breakfast. I'm like Pac-Man. There's books everywhere. There's books galore on like every table. There's nowhere that I can't reach. And you know what I'm saying? Not find a book. There's books over there. I think my baby caught herself putting books up there by my TV. I eat books. I love books. When COVID hit and it sealed the deal on the division and the isolation in America and across the world, this pandemic, I read 171, maybe 72. I'll just say 170. Hell, I read at least 170 ebooks that year. Listen to me. 170 ebooks. Literally. I was coming out of a period of isolation and depression. And if you, just like this work, I was writing at red lights, in the bathtub, at doctor's appointments. There wasn't nowhere where I wasn't working. And it's the same with reading, has been. I will read nonstop. the book comes with me everywhere I go. Even if I don't have an opportunity to read one, I have one with me. My mother told me I'll never be bored if I have a book with me, and it's been true my whole life. Something I'm proud that my own daughter does is carry a book with her in her vehicle. Like I said, you never know when something pop off, and words, they're there. They'll be there more so than the internet or social media. But I digress, as I often do. Like I said, people want to understand the spiritual awakening that I went through that was happening simultaneously with this work. Go over there to my Substack, check out my reflection. I believe it's called 87,000 Hours in Pain. So it's also about chronic pain. It's also, it's about ugly things that we experience when we're feeling a certain way. And for me, it's been pain, how pain has presented itself in my life, the relationship that I've had to build with it. And the fight to stay sane. Literally every day I fight to stay sane. I'm in pain right now. And once again, on Substack, I had a meaningful interaction with someone who was upset about someone's written work about things that they hate. And in essence, they were pretty much talking about people who ride scooter people, and how they're not so much upset about scooters, but so much people who don't need to be on them. And the conversation went through why people look at someone and assume that they're fine and that they're okay. You see me a little polished up, you know what I'm saying? For the cameras. I put on some lip today by Daikin Cosmetics. I wish she'd come back, but she's off to do other ventures. But another creator I support that had custom made cosmetics. This is my favorite. I'm holding on to it right now. Using it sparingly from Daikin Cosmetics, just because I know, man, she's out of the mix right now. But that's just what it's about. Her products is amazing. They belong on store shelves. But we would know that if we didn't support people, share them, plug them, check out their creations. It's Christmas, and all people can think about is these big old corporations, the same corporations that's right there involved with your government, right there involved with your tax breaks, right there raping your pockets. I mean, there's so many different people out here doing so many different things and creating products that are infused with love, with care. They're not just mass produced. They're not just slapped together. These people made these things with intention. So not only is it an original, it is infused with authentic energy from somebody who poured love and care and concern into their craft. I think that's worth a lot more than something from Amazon outside of my book. And outside of Walmart, outside of Target, Wally World, outside of any big place that you tend to go, Lowe's, there's so many mom and pop shops. I got a young girl up the street, entrepreneur who sells baked goods. Amazing. She bakes bread. Oh my God. We are surrounded by people that have services that we use every day. Why not give your money, your dollars, your time, your energy, your support to people who actually in the struggle with you? You know what I'm saying? Instead of giving it to a corporation that don't give a fuck about you, make you go through changes just to get your warranty. You know what I'm saying? It's dumb. Nothing is human anymore. Nothing. But Lord, who we got in here? Well, I'm just sitting here running my mouth. Y'all know I forget. Hi, Sunday Palmer. Mwah. That's good. See that? Nothing on my hands either. Nothing. I love you unconditionally. I am so happy that you stopped in and stopped by. For those who don't know, hi sis, we in the tunnel. Tunnel Radio is in the house. I appreciate you showing up for me today. Thank you, sis. And anybody, like I said, catch the replay. I'm not worried about people popping in here live. Y'all know how I get it down. I am not a video girl. So, but yes, thank you. I don't know what all that I was wanting to say to you beautiful people today. I know that I talked about why this work matters now. I know that I tried to explain that I hadn't, but I'm not trying to go viral. That's not what I'm here for. I'm just here to be a light in the digital darkness, trying to help people find their way back to some fucking sanity, to some human coded emotions. You know, I'm trying to disrupt your apathetic drip that you got, you know, that you're soaking up intravenously, you know, this dopamine that you love to hit on every day. I understand that everybody wants to be seen. I understand that everybody wants to be heard, but I also understand not everybody are doing those things for the right reasons, but I can promise you that I am here doing this for you. If you're watching it, I'm doing it for you. My baby Tiana is watching. I'm doing this for her. My little girls who are giving their mother space and opportunity to talk to you today, I'm doing it for them, for my mother, for my immigrant neighbors, for the world. This is why I'm here. This work exists, not for me to make money. $10 ain't gonna save my life with this book. Man, I only had 7 people pre-order this book. The visibility is where the wealth is at. Hell, and I did that with my research. The pre-orders was the icing on the cake. I love y'all for that. People are getting a free signed copy who pre-ordered and let me know. They sent me a receipt. Those first people who sent it, the girl who pre-ordered and bought my book today or yesterday, was it? Cause of Death Patriarchy. That book don't drop till January 13th. Okay, she bought that. And it's not even here yet. People are loving on me and supporting on me in ways I didn't even expect. I just wanted this work to exist. I wanted it up out of me, you know, so that I could get back to Kings Unchained podcast, so I could, you know, get back to the spoken word album that I've been trying to create forever with Pro God. Literally, there are other creative ventures that I have going on. My voice acting career. I haven't been in the studio auditioning. I did do a run for some days where I did do like 100 or so auditions. But I didn't hear back from anybody, and that's fine too. But yeah, that lets you know this work was really spirit-led. I could not let go until the work was done, and the work is not done. So this is where I am. This is where I am. Look, we're going to get ready for this reading, and I'm going to go back to these comments first and make sure that nobody is in here saying anything I haven't missed. But thank you for blowing up my comments. Sunday, it's Sunday and you in here doing it. I appreciate you for that so much. Anybody who's already been here, I appreciate you. Let me go ahead and pull up this work for you all. And I assume that you guys can still see me, but it's okay. Let me pull it up. Why is these floating buttons happen? I hate when that happens. That's happened to me twice. Do you want to save? Yes, we're going to save those changes. I don't even know where I'm going to read to you from. That's the crazy part. Where am I going to read to you all from? Has anybody in here tapped in and read the book? I know people have since bought the book, and I told you all to come ready with your questions, but maybe you'll formulate some after you hear a little 5 to 10 minute reading. I've already introduced people to this work live on Facebook. I've been doing live audiobook readings, and if people tap in, great. You can check those videos out on my Facebook. You can check those videos out on Verbal Voices voiceover service page. I really need to download them, do something with them, create some clips, create some content, but I hadn't had time to do that yet. Grace and mercy. But yes, I know y'all been listening to this same little but before I even go there, I want to know if this is even gonna pop up. That's what we need to figure out first, because we are about to get into this reading, and I really don't need no issues or no problems. This book comes with a content disclaimer. It was important that I have one because just know it came with a content disclaimer. So let's see where that's background music, that sounds. Oh, here we are. I don't even know how that stuff works. Does it show up? We're not going to hide from stage. No, it's on the stage. Look, I'm going to eventually figure this out, and I'm going to be ready for you guys next time. There you go. There you go. There you go. Let me turn that off for you real quick. As I pull this up, and like I said, your girl gonna have it together one day. I'm a one-woman show doing this. I love it. I didn't know I love tech. So I do. I love tech. I ain't gonna lie. But yeah, let's go. Let's get ready. I got it. I think I got it. I think I found it, guys. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. All right, let's make sure y'all get into this. Stop it. Floating widgets. I don't know how that keeps hiding. But anyway. Okay. We're getting it together. Your girl is getting it together over here. This is what we working with, the exorcism. But I as you can see, if you're on your mobile device, you should be able to see that covered real good. I unfortunately was able to create a vertical layout, a horizontal layout, landscape layout, whatever have you, for the title. But here you go. This is definitely what we about to what we about to get into. So if you ready, I'm ready. If you are ready, I am ready. All right. Let me pull this up for you guys and get ready to step into it. I'll be looking at comments afterwards. Excuse my head down. I don't have this on my phone. I guess that would have been good to have. And I don't have a proof copy yet. I haven't even bought my own books yet, but I do got to get these books. I plan on ordering them. I got to send out print copies to those who just supported this work in ways that just blew my mind. So let me read this content disclaimer for you guys real quick. This book is a work of nonfiction, drawn from personal experience, cultural observation, public events, public rhetoric, and public available information. The interpretations, reflections, and perspectives expressed here are the author's own. References to public figures, institutions, or historical moments appear solely in the context of their public actions, public words, and public influence. These references are used for commentary, critique, analysis, and educational discussion under established principles of fair use. No part of this book should be read as an accusation of criminal conduct, a statement of fact about any individual, private life, or an encouragement of harm towards any person or group. This work critiques systems, narratives, and power structures, not private citizens. It is not affiliated with, endorsed by, or connected to any person, organization, or entity mentioned within. Any resemblance to individuals outside of the documented public actions or statement is coincidental. This book is offered for educational, critical, and transformative purposes under the applicable U.S. Fair Use Doctrine. Every effort has been made to maintain accuracy at the time of writing, and readers are encouraged to think critically and conduct their own independent research. I'm going to have to read the dedication. Dedication. For the resistance, for every liberator, fighter, and freedom dreamer, past, present, and next, from the motherland to the cursed land. For my brother, who put me on the path of resistance when he handed me Behold a Pale Horse by William Cooper. I was only 13. That book prepared me for the age of machines in ways I did not know yet. For the ones who refused to bow, stayed loud, and kept love as their weapon. For the watchers who thought I'd stay silent, this is your worst mistake, written in blood. I write for the ones building new worlds, from the old bones and of the old ones. I write for my children, and for every soul coded for extinction, who dares to rewrite the script? We are the counter-infection, the transfusion, the spiritual insurgency. This isn't a dedication. This isn't a dedication. It is a declaration. I didn't even practice this, so my apologies. Kay Globe, shout out to her. She wrote the foreword for this book. But I won't be reading that. I won't be reading that out loud. I would have rather had her read it herself. If she's in the chat and catches the replay, sis, it's all love, all good. And I got a special shout out for you at the end. But I'm going to skip past the foreword. And I think it's important that I read the author's note for you all. The mind breaks before the body ever does. That's how systems win. Slowly, silently, without leaving fingerprints. I felt the break. I watched my own body turn witness. I saw how the code rewrites pain into performance, how truth gets filtered until it sounds like interference. And before this book even existed, the system tried to erase it. A title, just a title, was enough to trigger suppression. No manuscript, no pages, no content. The algorithm moved anyway. That's when I knew this work was necessary. The Exorcism of Great America isn't a story. It's the moment the veil ripped, the transmission before system collapse. One shard of a 200,000 plus word indictment. This isn't fiction. This is what it feels like to live awake while being deleted. I wrote this with blood, not ink, from a body that broke, a mind that rebooted, and a soul that refused the update. This isn't about what happened in Utah. It's about what's happening everywhere inside of us. The collapse, the memory wipe, the surrender dressed as sanity. What you're holding or listening to, in that matter, is one cannon in a larger war. Each transmission stands alone, but they connect until the full codex of resistance is complete. The omnibus will be the final download, a living, breathing stream of consciousness, a counter infection that demands a transfusion, a spiritual one. This is death by cheat code, death by 64,328 cuts, more than an autopsy, a cultural exorcism. And it's an invitation to peel back the film superimposed over your mind's eye and see what they never wanted you to see. And I think from here, we are going to enter the exorcism of Great America, a cultural autopsy of power, myth, and American delusion. Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light, that put darkness for light and light for darkness. Isaiah chapter 5 or Isaiah 5:20. I'm just gonna, wherever I land is where we are going to go. Oh my gosh. Do I want to do this to y'all like this? Okay, here we go. This is where the spirit said land. I scrolled and this is where we are. So before I get to reading this, let me make sure that I'm still popping up here on the device. I assume that I am. And I am. It looks like good, because that'd be just my luck to be doing all this reading and nobody can see or hear. And I assume you still can. So Charlie Kirk is dead, shot in the neck in Utah. And they scream, "Make America great again." They tell us they're bringing the American dream back. And I ask, for who? And where did the dream go? Especially before me and mine could see it. For Empire, it has always been great. But for the rest of us, though, it's just a dream indeed. But this year, Investopedia slapped a receipt on it. $5,043,000, $43,323. I'll read that again. $5,043,323. That number, that ain't no dream. It's a ransom note. A bill stapled to your forehead at birth, stamped with interest and thrown on the pile of debts you didn't create. They call it the American dream, but it's closer to an American receipt. You can't even return the product. There is no warranty, no grievance process, no customer service. A Better Business Bureau? You got jokes. This American nightmare is a paywall on every milestone they tell us is middle class life. Don't believe me? Let's check out the receipts. Retirement. $1,636,000, 881. Well, I'm sorry, I be hating those numbers. $1,636,000. I'm just gonna round this shit up. The figures is in the book. Retirement is set at $1,640,000. Healthcare, $414,208. Home ownership, $960,000. Raising two kids in college, $880,000. New cars every 5 years, $900,000. Vacations, $181,000. Pets, $40,000. Wedding, $38,000. That's the tab. But here's the truth. The math ain't mathing. The average college graduate might pull 2.8 million in a lifetime. The dream costs $5. That's a $2 million gap baked in at birth. At birth, $2 million deficit is baked into your life at birth. And who can afford it? Not just Black folks borrowed from generational wealth, not just brown folks over-policed and underpaid, white working folks too, city folks, rural folks, suburban cul-de-sac families, nurses, teachers, elderly, factory hands, gig workers, farmers, everyday people grinding and still falling short. But do you want to hear the cruelest joke? The propaganda has always been louder than the reality. They all get handed the same gospel of bootstraps. Work harder and you'll make it. Save smarter, grind longer, get your education, go to school, don't worry about student loans. But it's a lie. You can't bootstrap your way into a $5 million dream on a $2 million paycheck. If you know how, send me that cheat sheet. Hard work doesn't close the distance when wages have kept pace with inflation. When Black and brown folks were locked out of GI bills, redlined out of neighborhoods, criminalized out of jobs, and funneled into debt that compounds like quicksand. You can't inherit what was never yours to inherit. Are we really surprised so many people jump to exploit those PPL loans being thrown out like party favors? Some people have no qualms stealing from a government that is stealing from them. No qualms at all. They want you to believe the ladder is there, but the rungs are greased, broken, or missing altogether, unless you were born at the top, holding stocks, land, and old money. The phrase, pull yourself up by your bootstraps, was always satire, yet they weaponized it into scripture, a gospel of gaslighting. Meanwhile, those who inherited bootstraps and paved runways whisper, anyone can make it, while standing on stolen land, sipping generational wealth. So when they chant, make America great again, the question I cut to every time is for who? For who? Because America has always been great for somebody, right? Not just for everybody, though. For slaveholders, for robber barons, for oil tycoons, for defense contractors, for billionaires who own politicians like sneakers, for the landowners, for the ones born with deeds and stocks and safety nets. America, of course, have always been great. But for the working, grinding 3 jobs with no health care, for the mother rationing insulin, for the student drowning in debt before their first paycheck, for the Black family bulldozed out of a neighborhood to make room for a highway, for the native nation stripped of land and sovereignty, for the immigration farm worker told, be grateful, while breaking their back in fields that aren't theirs. Tell me, Where's the greatness in that? The American dream isn't broken, it's dying. And it was never ours to begin with. It was always theirs, dressed up as a carrot, dangled above our heads, sold to us as possibility, while locking the gates in our face. The price tag isn't proof of progress, it's proof of theft. And now America is on the world stage flexing its standards for the dream that is America right now. The standards the entire world, should be rejecting. But the key word, should, ain't even happening. Everybody laughs out loud behind closed doors. They yell into the echo chamber where free thought goes to war with machine code, where pundits continue to tap dance around inevitability, forever complicit, cowardly when it counts. They only want to swoop in after, get the war report, typo. They only want to swoop in after to get the war report and be a Pulitzer hopeful. And everybody else, they're scrolling, trolling, gaming, dancing, trending, hashtagging, clipping, screenshotting, liking, following, sharing, subscribing, and yeah, case in point. Empire can make a nation swallow anything down its pie hole and call it sweet. But I be damned. Save me your standards, America. Fuck you, pay me. Save me your talk of Christian values, America. Fuck you, pay me. Save me your rebrands, slogans, and taglines, America. Fuck you, pay me. Cash me outside, America. Your shady business practices has caused me and mine much strife. I need to know who I can take to court for that. Hell, I ain't laughing either. This is psychological warfare. And I ask again, make America great. For who? 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 Hooty hoo. The chant echoes, make America great again, but for who? Tell me, when was it ever great for anybody other than Empire? This isn't just about money. It's about Hydra and how one head whispers capitalism, another white supremacy, another mediocrity, how we can cut one down and another sprout. The American dream is their softest weapon, a lullaby sung to keep you grinding, hustling, competing, blaming yourself for a game that was rigged centuries before you were born. It's the same Hydra that enslaved, colonized, sterilized, incarcerated, redlined, and indebted. Hydra doesn't sleep. It mutates and markets itself. Yesterday, it was ownership. Today, it's 401ks. Tomorrow, it's crypto, wealth, and digital property. The core design doesn't change. The dream isn't yours unless you are already chosen. So, next time they chant, make America great again, spit the question back at them. For who? Repeatedly. Because the only honest answer is in this, it was never meant for us. And until Hydra's body is burned, not just its head's lopped off, it never will be. Because the receipts say otherwise. Because their history says otherwise. And their modern day Hydra is still alive, shifting shapes, mutating myths, and selling us a dream it never planned to deliver. Charlie Kirk is dead, shot in the neck in Utah. His death wasn't an aberration. It was part of a script they've been writing for years. The weaponization of whiteness through MAGA, white Christian nationalism, and the domestic army they've built in plain sight. You won't see marching flags in all cases. Sometimes the terror is in silence, in the curriculum, in the slogan, in the sealed files, in the social media code, in the dinner table commands. Look at Iowa. White Christian nationalist groups pushing Genesis Day in public schools, trying to rename public Easter holidays to Founders Day. Look at Florida. We know about Florida. School boards banning books, especially anything that names whiteness, anything that teaches slave rebellions, any history that isn't America the Great. Look at county governments labeling drag story hour as grooming, threatening libraries. These aren't fringe actors, they are your local Republican operatives, local MAGA leaders, pastors who read Empire's script in the pulpits. When a white MAGA husband walks into a church with a gun, that's not mental health. That's domestic ideology turned lethal. When a MAGA son's friend camouflaged with Christian cross tattoos but kills women, that's not a loner. That's homegrown conversion. That's complicity. And yes, women, mothers, girlfriends of these killers exist. They murmur in kitchens. They pass silent nods. They modulate family loyalty at block parties. They holler leftist extremism, Antifa, BLM remnants, despite not having found any credible connection in the massacres they create. There is no bullet trail that leads to a BLM cell or an Antifa meeting because the ideology they weaponize is themselves. The MAGA husbands, MAGA sons, MAGA daughters, and MAGA mothers with great replacement bumper stickers on their minivans. MAGA pastors preaching that America was their God's land for white Christians. MAGA champions of educational school boards happy to have textbooks scrubbed of Black history, student protests banned, and books burned. And for more than a century, this country, and Britain too, has run on a double code switch. When power wants to crush dissent, it fabricates networks out of thin air. Antifa, Black radicals, indigenous water protectors, and brands them as terrorists. But when power's own people now, organize, radicalize, and kill, the story flips. Lynchings become isolated crimes or suicides. Mass shooters become troubled loners. Traffickers with private jets become eccentric financiers. The same system that can infiltrate a mosque down to the prayer rug somehow can't find the white supremacist telegram channels or the good old boy sheriffs trading porn in the next country. This isn't an accident, reader, listener. It's the continuing of a caste order that has been put in place since its inception. From the slave patrols to Jim Crow to COINTELPRO to ICE Black sites. The machinery is built to see Black, brown, and dissident bodies as the threat and to see white male violence as an aberration. That's the left's fault. And that is the left's fault for their crashing out. It's everybody's fault for them crashing out, but theirs. That's why there's no Antifa membership card to seize, but also no RICO case against the networks of men who do radicalize each other online and then go kill shoppers, immigrants, worshipers. The state only calls it extremism when it suits a narrative. It only strings together dots when the dots lead away from itself. And to see it and not say it makes you an enabler. Are you an enabler, listener? Charlie Kirk is dead, shot in the neck in Utah. Meanwhile, the rivers were spitting up Black bodies. Jade Sage McKissick, 21 years old, missing for nearly a week. Then Braves Bayou gave her back. No trauma, no foul play, the coroner saying. The same week, 5 more surfaced in Houston's waterways, each one stamped unrelated, each one filed away like debris. DeMartravion Trey Reed, 21, found hanging from a tree on his own campus in Mississippi, declared suicide before his mother could even breathe. Hours later, another man found hanging in Vicksburg. Officials said coincidence, but the soil remembers. The trees, they remember. Black families demanded video, demanded transparency because Mississippi don't get the benefit of doubt when it comes to ropes and trees, if you know what I mean. But will they get it? Doubtful. And while our dead are muted under euphemism, their killers are canonized. White men storm churches, bars, schools, Walmarts, and the press calls it troubled, isolated, political rhetoric. A man burns a Mormon church in Michigan, and it's premeditated. A veteran sprays bullets into Carolina's bar, and it's tragic. Serial killers with white faces dump women's bodies like garbage and get nicknames like the Casanova killer, the shopping cart killer. They get glossy docuseries. They get Dateline. They get Oxygen and Netflix and sympathetic psychiatrists. Black girls pulled out of rivers, they get no foul play. Black and brown communities get National Guard, surveillance, criminalization, deportation, or deletion. White communities get thoughts and prayers and the Department of Justice or war on their team. That's what white Christian nationalism is. It isn't comfort for the grieving, it's cover for the guilty. It takes a coffin and turns it into a campaign ad. It takes a pulpit and turns it into a rifle scope. It takes a murdered man and calls him proof of prophecy while the bodies of Black students and Black girls found in rivers are filed away as nothing to see here. It's slick, it's polished, it's false prophecy with a media kit. The pattern is the same on both sides of the Atlantic. Harm the powerless, protect the perpetrators, smear the witness, call it hysteria, call it conspiracy, call it lone wolf, call it anything other than what it is. Once you see that, the unimaginable stops being unimaginable. You don't have to believe every wild claim to know the core is real. The power covers for power. Violence radicalized and institutions guard reputations more fiercely than they guard children. Pause. Just pause for a second. Power covers for power. Violence is racialized, and institutions guard reputations more fiercely than they guard children. And under that cover, other crimes thrive, like the abuse of children in churches, schools, basements, detention centers, book clubs, individual and or sports practices. These are the real terror networks. The child trafficking network that don't need a goat's head altar because they already have an airline loyalty program. They have frequent flyer miles. Epstein wasn't the exception. He was just the one who stumbled over the tripwire of public visibility. What has been built on both sides of the Atlantic is not a series of accidents, but a continuum of sanctioned predation. The ships that carried people across the Middle Passages were already rape ships. Every generation since has inherited that template. Children stolen from villages became property. Indigenous children were trafficked and raped by Christopher Columbus, and they still want to celebrate his holiday. Children of the enslaved were bought and used to impregnate. Children stolen from reservations became wards of the state. Children stolen from poor mothers became foster commodities. I wonder where the children they stole from the undocumented are located right now at this moment. You can trace the line from the plantation to the orphanage, to the group home, to the juvenile facility, to Epstein Island without ever leaving the architecture of the West. The bodies change, the costumes change, the paperwork changes, but the function stays the same. Extract pleasure, labor, and terror from the least protected, and then launder it through respectability. This is why it's always the same choreography when exposure threatens to reveal their true identity. When the Catholic Church is caught, the bishops relocate priests. When the Boy Scouts are caught, the files are sealed. When Seville dies, the BBC calls him an eccentric. When Epstein died, the cameras failed. When a black boy turns up hanging from a tree, the sheriff calls it suicide. When a migrant disappears from detention, ICE blames paperwork. When a shooter slaughters worshipers, the headline calls him PTSD shooter. None of this is random. Can you not see? This the survival system of a caste system. Let me run that back. Can you not see that it's the survival instinct of a caste system? There is no decoder ring because there is no need for one. White terror and elite predation are not secret clubs. They are the ambient salt lamp culture of power. The handshakes are golf courses, campaign donations, the handshakes at golf courses, the campaign donations, non-prosecution agreements, sealed settlements, and NDAs. The rituals are hearings without accountability, inquiries without teeth, settlements without admission, debunkings without evidence. The cover-up is the policy. The myth of isolated incidents is the spell that keeps it hidden in plain sight. Harm to the powerless is not a side effect, but the business model. Protecting perpetrators is not a scandal, but the brand. Smearing witnesses is not a mistake, but a tactic. Calling it hysteria or conspiracy or lone wolf isn't sloppy journalism, but deliberate narrative management. Every generation of empire reskins the machine. Slave patrols became police, Indian agents became child welfare workers, reformatory schools became youth development centers, traffickers became financiers. And we act like we're shocked each time, as if we've been dealing with random evil and not a system designed to reproduce itself. This is the whole indictment. Not pretty, not polite, not speculative. It's written in the archive, in the bones under the schools, in the sealed files, in the sealed lips of children who learn early that telling the truth only gets you taken away. This is not a conspiracy theory. This is a centuries-long conspiracy of normalcy that we accepted. Ask those babies in Hampstead, UK, very young children describing rituals, scars, masks, dildos, rape, details no young kid could invent. Authorities called it a hoax. Media sneered and fed public conspiracy. They were coached. But anyone who saw the raw footage knows you can't coach children like that. That wasn't acting. That was testimony. just like Epstein girls, just like the massage tables at Mar-a-Lago, just like the UK football abuse scandal, gymnastic coaches, priests, pastors, always the same cover. Burn the evidence, discredit the victims, protect the predators, call it closure, call it rumor, lock up the files, bury the bodies. And the women, PTA moms, nurses, Sunday school teachers, predators themselves hiding in plain sight. Aaron Strotman in Virginia accused of snapping newborn ribs in a NICU. Low Valley Daybell murders her children and buries them in her lover's backyard. It's now a Netflix brand. Susan Smith drowns her babies and points police toward a phantom black man. And while the body sank, fragility sharpened into a weapon, domesticity as disguise. These women are predators, hiding in plain sight. And when they are caught, they get Dateline specials, Lifetime and Netflix movies, prayer circles for troubled moms, and GoFundMe campaigns too. Not mugshots, not smear campaigns, just absolution. Meanwhile, across the Atlantic, the prime minister pretends to play holy by firing Peter Mandelson over Epstein ties, as if cutting off one decayed limb means the whole tree isn't poisoned. Epstein is dead. Maxwell, his girlfriend, is rotting in a cushy cell for now. But the Rolodex is still intact. The Black Book still breathes. They still raise a glass with the best friend. They will sacrifice one man's career in the press cycle while guarding the deeper network with their teeth. Don't mistake sacking for a reckoning. That's housekeeping, not justice. And don't let the polite wine sipping crowd fool you either. The ones who clink glasses with Maxwell types, Erica Kirks, the charity boards, the art galas, the ones who pass the invitation, the gossip, the silence. You think they didn't know? Just like Diddy, they knew enough to stay quiet. And that's all the system ever asks of them, to look away, to laugh, to pour another glass. Complicity doesn't always look like blood on your hands. Sometimes it looks like Chardonnay on your lips, or maybe baby oil being rubbed on your back. Look at this pastor, Robert Preston Morris, founder of Gateway Church in Texas, Trump's former spiritual advisor, caught, convicted, and still handed mercy for sexually abusing a child after decades of ministry and influence. Abuse that began in 1982 when the victim was 12 years old. That's my baby. 12 years old, and she can't have been the only one after all those years. I've worked with pedophiles on the state side. I've seen dossiers that read as if their God wrote the file of their life and handed it to me. Think The Truman Show. I've visited maximum security sexual offender treatment facilities. The cushy name they give for the most dangerous sexual predators in America. The stories I could tell, especially about what they considered a treatment, but I digress. The point is, there's no cure for a depraved heart and soul like that. No cure. And that same depravity runs through empire and the system itself. Government, entertainment, business, industries. Whoever's got the cash and influence, they can avoid harsher sentences. It's the same pattern at every level, the same immunity, the same protection racket. And if you acquiesce to a little blackmail, you can avoid the law almost entirely. The plea deal for this pastor was a 10-year sentence, but he only served 6 months in county jail, with the remainder suspended probation, basically. That was under the deal, too. Oh, and as part of the agreement, he must register as a sex offender and pay $250,000 in restitution. Every plea deal of this type becomes precedent and another shield for those with influence. That's what a miscarriage of justice looks like. Morris wasn't an obscure pastor. He founded one of the largest megachurches in the U.S., was an evangelical voice, and had political influence. But with empire, the more prestige or connections, the more room for mercy or downward deals. The system's leniency sends the signal that if you have enough power, you will not be fully held to account. That becomes part of how predators believe that they can act without impunity. But the obscenest truth is Mar-a-Lago, where 16-year-old girls worked as masseuses and got stolen by Epstein. Who in the hell, let's say $16, my bad. Is that how much it costs? Inflation, we up to $40 now. Oh, but we talking about the rich folks, so I ain't no telling how much that is. But anyway, my bad. Who in the hell lets their daughter work as a masseuse at a private club for billionaires and politicians at 16? Who looks at that job description and calls it an opportunity? These young teenagers weren't victims of naivete. They were groomed and then baked into empire's job market. It's trafficking dressed up as work experience. And the parents, the managers, the recruiters, they all knew enough to know. That's why Epstein's machine ran so long, because silence is the real currency of depraved power. This isn't an anomaly. This isn't sickness in isolation. This is whiteness rehearsing its own violence and calling it values. These same men, these same churches, these same legislators pound pulpits about pro-life. They don't value children, though. They value control. Control over reproduction, control over bodies. The fetus is a symbol they can weaponize. They guard it with barbed wire and armed escorts, but once the child draws breath and emerges into a body they can't own, life becomes disposable, a source of labor, a body for the prison pipeline, a victim for the predator class. The same voices screaming about fetuses are the ones who cage real children, who feed toddlers dog food, who drown their sons and call it trauma. That's why budget-starved schools. That's why foster kids disappear. That's why little migrant bodies wash up on riverbeds. That's why African children dig minerals until their spine collapses for the tech bros, for innovation. They will never have access to or own. They quote, suffer the little children while writing budgets in Congress that make them suffer. While Epstein and Trump ran massage rooms at Mar-a-Lago, while Wright House grandchildren are branded and paraded as props. They say, protect the children, while running child sex rings out of youth ministries, hiding pedophiles in pulpits. They say family values while running beauty pageants that funnel little girls and pretty young interns to billionaires. They call it patriotism, while their veterans come home broken, overdose in parking lots, blow their brains out on a live stream, turn rifles on their own congregation. They still tell the world it's a black and brown problem, a leftist extremist vermin infestation. It isn't hypocrisy. It isn't theology. It's ideology. I'm sorry. I haven't look, I be reading to edit, but I don't be reading to consume. And sometimes it's like writing it for the first time, just feeling the emotion all over again. They worship potential, not humanity. They serve a God of power, not children. These are the predators at the top, the men who legislate wombs and abandon the bodies and are often the same men who have no problem paying for a minor in a hotel room. The churchmen who thunder against groomers have their own files sealed and their own settlements under NDAs. The difference between the man in the prison jumpsuit and the man on the jet is the size of his bank account. Epstein wasn't an outlier. He was the blueprint. Mar-a-Lago had massage tables ready. It's always been the same economy. Young flesh traded for access, for photo ops, for proximity to power, for money, for evil. This is empire's oldest magic trick. Look at their slave Bible, stripped of Exodus, freedom edited out. Their Queen's colonizer Bible, stamped with their own crown copyright. The missionaries with muskets and priests with whips. Every generation, they remix the word, erase liberation and baptizes obedience. In 2025, MAGA's white Christian nationalism is just the latest slave Bible weaponizing religion for the timeline. Hymns over handcuffs, verses over violence. This head of Hydra is ancient. They've been dressing up their gods since the beginning of their inception. They came to make us forget and to make us obey. They came with scripture in one hand and chains in the other. That demon in the shaman saying, "I'm older than your God," that's what this is. Ancient evil older than the God of the Bible. This is what MAGA calls Christianity in 2025, but it's the same demon, the same lie. Their handmaidens, the women in pearls, vote for it, staff it, and feed their own kids into its rituals. They think whiteness is their dowry. They think proximity to power will save them. They're peasants at a billionaire's feast crawling for crumbs, mistaken humiliation as destiny. Trump treats them like maggots on a carcass, keeps them close enough to smell power so they'll rot and call it bread. If their daughter is pretty enough, he'll give her a badge, an internship, a benefactor. Everybody else can die broke. And rural America bows to it. Trumpism feeds on the hunger of poor white America like a predator feeds on an open vein. The movement's leaders are billionaires, hedge funders, oilmen, and porn-sick preachers who fly private jets to prayer breakfasts. The rank and file are farm towns, trailer parks, decaying county mills. Excuse me. Shout out to my baby for making me look somewhat decent today. I appreciate you. You always do a beautiful job. I'm going to run that back for y'all. And rural America bows to it. Trumpism feeds on the hunger of poor white America like a predator feeds on an open vein. The movement's leaders are billionaires, hedge funders, oilmen, and porn-sick preachers who fly private jets to prayer breakfasts. The rank and file are farm towns, trailer parks, decaying mill counties. They will never see Mar-a-Lago except as groundskeepers, unless they were cleaning the floors. They'll never sit at Trump's table unless their daughters are pretty enough to be paraded or groomed. They'll never see a donor gala unless they're serving the drinks. Yet they drive across state lines for rallies. They tattoo his name. They lift their hands like it's Pentecost. They weep at the hem of his red tie like it's a relic. They think humiliation is sexy. That is the sick economy of whiteness and the real great white hope. Even if you're broke, even if you're addicts, even if you're dying, you can be on the right side of the rope. At least you're not black. That's the arousal. That's the devil's bargain. Bacon's rebellion 2.0. That's the sickness of a disease resulting from the ultimate mind fuck. That's the thrill of proximity to a power they will never have. The erotic charge of being on the same side as the abuser rather than the abused. They get nothing but degradation and scraps, and still they bow. They inherit nothing but grievance in a costume of superiority, and still they worship Mammon. Because Mammon is the only God that still tells them they're chosen. That's why they keep feeding their own children into this machine. That's why they can crash out without consequence. Say it plain. Charlie Kirk is dead, shot in the neck in Utah, and through it all, they dare to call all of this Christianity. White Christian nationalism is not Christianity. It is a counterfeit gospel, a false God, an idol of whiteness dressed in Christ's clothes. It's a faux religion designed to launder violence. It's Satan in the wilderness all over again. If you are the son of God, throw yourself down. Satan quoted scripture to tempt Christ. These men quote scripture to bless rifles. I will give you the kingdoms of the world if you will bow to me. Satan said it first. Then Trump repeated it, and they bowed. They bowed to Mammon. They bowed to golden calves. They bowed while their own children overdosed, while their own daughters disappeared into pageants and back rooms, while their own sons started arsenals in their bedrooms. They bowed so they didn't have to face the truth that white Christian nationalism is the glue holding their collapse together. The pulpit is camouflage for predators, the Bible as a prop for billionaires, the cross as the brand for white cannibalism. And it will consume them first, because nothing born of lies and blood can save the people who practice it. They still dare to scream, war on Christians. What Christians? Where? Point them out. Trump himself labeled the recent mass shootings a war on Christians when it's their movement that is cannibalizing itself. Their loudest mouthpiece indicted, exiled, shot in the neck in Utah. Their rank and file crashing out, shooting up schools, churches, Walmarts, bars, and turning point rallies. While white fathers turn AR-15s on their own congregations, calling it revival. While white pastors bless rifles from the pulpit, while white boys crash out and kill classmates, this isn't leftist extremism. Where do you see left anything? There is no Antifa militias training on the weekends, no BLM sniper cells. Nothing about this is religious persecution. What it is about, though, is a death cult eating its own, remixing the Bible for blood on its hands, marching under war on Christian banners while slaughtering in sanctuaries. The killers, the bomb threats, the mass shooters, the serial predators are coming out of MAGA's own pews, their own dining rooms, their own police departments, their own veteran halls. And what does the state do? It militarizes the streets, tanks, SWAT, surveillance, and calls it safety. But tanks, they don't stop white terror. SWAT teams don't camp out in cul-de-sacs where the next shooter is building an arsenal. They roll into Black neighborhoods instead. They occupy immigrant neighborhoods. They turn grocery shopping and school runs into a gauntlet for Black and brown mothers. No mother feels safe because the state's idea of safety is to keep boots on her street while letting AR-15s roam free in white hands. The Bible they've waved damns them. By their fruits, you will know them. Their fruits are mass graves, bayous and rivers coughing up bodies. You cannot serve a God and mammon, or you can't serve two masters. They serve mammon in a red hat. Woe to you hypocrites, you whitewashed tombs. They're beautiful on the outside. Flags, choirs, pageants. But inside, full of rot and brittle bones. Blessed are the peacemakers. They train militias on weekends. Suffer the little children to come unto me. They cage them, break them, sell them, rape them, bury them. This isn't Christianity, listener. It's white cannibalism. It's empire dressed in robes. It's mammon baptized as Messiah. It's Santa in the pulpit with a teleprompter. Not Santa, but Merry Christmas. It's Satan in the pulpit with a teleprompter. It's a death cult selling nostalgia for a nightmare. This is Satan offering kingdoms if Christ will bow. This is Judas kissing the cheek while counting the silver. This is 3 days and 3 nights in the belly of the beast, except this time, the beast wears red hats and carries rifles. In 2025, you can smell it. The gun oil on their hymnals, the barbecue smoke at prayer rallies, the sweat of men in tactical gear kneeling in at makeshift altars draped in flags. You can hear it. Praise bands warming up under banners of God and country, preachers intoning end times while selling tickets to the next Turning Point revival. If they telling you revival costs money, that's someplace you ought to not want to be. You can see it. Bibles raised high like shields while mothers bake casseroles for men who plot massacres. Pastors' wives running cons for militias from their minivans. Sunday school teachers reposting memes that call for holy war. They've done this before. The Crusades marched under the cross. Witch trials burned women in the name of purity. Slave ships carried Bibles next to chains. They are doing it again in 2025. They baptize white supremacy and call it faith. They preach end times and call it prophecy. They raise Trump like a golden calf and call him deliverer. And what fruit does this false gospel bear? Violence, always violence. Shootings in churches, massacres in bars, bodies of women dumped in fields, babies' bones broken by white nurses in hospital wards, lynchings written off as suicide, children trafficked to the islands, and billionaires. They tell you this is about God, but their God is the red hat. Their altar is the AR-15, and their gospel is Project 2025. Tell me I'm lying. And I ask, where are they in Black churches, in brown burials, in immigrant storefront sanctuaries? Where are they? Where are they when we gather? Nowhere. They don't invite us because we were never meant to be saved in their gospel. Their turning point rallies are gated revivals, ticketed events for whiteness only. If Christ himself walked in with skin like bronze and hair like wool, they would have him removed by security, turned and pointed away. They preach whosoever will while selling access bracelets. They call it revival, but it costs admission. They call it faith, but it excludes the very people the real gospel centers. Again, this is not Christianity, listener. This is empire wearing a cross like camouflage. This is Hydra, head after head, colonizer Bibles, slave Bibles, Epstein black books, and Trump massage rooms, Hampstead cover-ups, mass shooters labeled trouble, turning point pastors slick talking grief into propaganda, governors comparing grief, handmaidens sharpening knives, White House radicalizing white boys, churches protecting pedophiles who always feels the same hunger for bodies, obedience, and blood. And what is their plan to fix it? More prison, more cages, more indoctrination, more tanks on black streets while white terror camps out in suburbs. More propaganda dressed up as prayer, more crash outs in churches, stores, schools, no solutions, no improvements, no future. Only spectacle, grievance, and control. The only thing they know how to build is cages and excuses. Then they call themselves the fix. Make America great again. What they really mean is make America white again. Replacement theory is their prayer and their confession. They whisper about being replaced by black and brown bodies, but it was always them doing the replacing. First on ships, then on plantations, then in prisons, and now in ice cages. They have always stolen labor, stolen children, stolen wombs. They project the crime and the threat onto black and brown people because they can't confess the original sin. They built their wealth by stealing black labor and brown bodies. They now fantasize about a country with no minorities and no immigrants. And what then? Who will they steal from, use, exploit if the bodies they fed off of are gone? They will be left with themselves. White on white leadership, white on white hunger, white on white cannibalism. That's the part of the story they never tell. What they look like before they got here and after. Slaughterhouses, coal camps, debtors' prisons, child labor, women as property. That's what's so darkly tragic about the prophecy of their movement. White on white hunger until the knives turn outward and again toward the seasoned meat that they have long rehearsed on us. They talk about greatness but can't remember when it ever existed. Not for rural America gutted by opioids, not for Black America lynched and bombed, not for brown America deported and sterilized, not for indigenous American land stolen and replaced by reservations. America has never been great except as theater for whiteness. It's a dreamsicle, sugar on the outside, rot in the middle, melting in your hand. Even when we tried to build our own greatness, Tulsa, Rosewood, Harlem, Jackson, Detroit, they burned it down, bombed it, flooded it with crack cocaine and cops. Our excellence made them furious. Our survival made them jealous. Now they stand in the ruins of their own making and cry that America isn't great anymore. Which one is it? They don't want us alive. They don't want us here. They don't want us free. They don't want us unchained. They can't make up their damn minds. Great America is a myth, a slogan, a rerun of a program that was never filmed for us. All they've got is prisons, propaganda, and pastors who sell snake oil under steeples. They can't resurrect what never existed. They can only keep eating themselves alive until there's nothing left to devour. There is no holy war in America, just white cannibalism. This is what it looks like when white Christian nationalism starts eating Christianity alive, re-rocking and remixing the good book into a license for murder. This isn't faith like it's discussed in the Bible. It's idolatry. They are selling nostalgia for a nightmare, calling it taking our country back. But what they're offering is a rerun to a world where no one is safe, not even them. And I don't want it. Not for my children, not for me. That's the additional indictment. MAGA extremists hijacking Christianity. Tech bro friends with blood minerals in their patents. Prime ministers firing scapegoats while embracing his longtime closest friend, a friend who is toying with the idea of pardoning his late departed pal's girlfriend, accomplice, and tag teamer in abusing children. Oh, and a friend that is attempting to lower the age of consent, sexual consent, to just 14 years old. Think about that. Lowering the age of sexual consent to 14 years old. How do they come up with these things? Between alcohol and vapes and marijuana and cigarettes and whatever foul addictions out there that can wreak havoc in people's lives, we all have our vices. How do they pick and choose what's appropriate for children? A child can't drink, can't smoke, but they can have sex. They can't vote, but they can join ICE at 18. I digress. It's fascinating, isn't it? Socialites raising their glasses while a fantasy island drowned in the tears of young kids. Parents letting daughters massage predators because money makes them deaf, dumb, and blind. Politicians crying pro-life while leaving actual children to die. Pastors raping little girls and boys, and the church covering it up. What about this is a mistake? This is the operating system of Empire's Hydra, and it's been slithering for centuries. What we are witnessing isn't a scandal. It's the system working exactly how it was built to work for elite abusers. Say it plain. I'm going to end it there. Let me get back. I'm going to end it there. There we go. I'm going to end it there. There we go. Where we at? In the comments. Hello, 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 hello. I am back, and I am looking over here at your comments. Sunday, don't get discouraged. We in the tunnel. I can't wait for that. Your spoken word with Pro God. Me either. I know I've been waiting forever. I appreciate y'all so much for running this up in the chat. Child, stop. Sunday Power. Hey, Pro God. Hey, Pro Baby. How you doing? I appreciate you. Happy Sunday. Thank you for popping in. Hey, Chef. Hey, Chef. I just got done with the reading portion. Hey, BJ. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. This was not practice. Hey, Asante. Don't come in here making me blush. Hey, Drex. Hey, Drex. I just saw a recent video of yours. Man, you out there working hard. I can't wait to go cop whatever it is you got going. You have to let me know. Drop that in the chat. This band app or the appropriate place, you'd like to see your music get some visibility. I was feeling that new joint, that new video you just dropped. I appreciate y'all so much. It looks like I didn't miss too many comments here. So let me see where we are in our section. I need some people to know that what I just read, it wasn't meant to comfort you. It wasn't meant to soothe you either. It was meant to be honest. The themes are heavy because reality is heavy. The work refuses to lie to you. I want to address my white audience, my white people that may or may not be tuning in or have been or sending me hate mail. I want to speak directly to you. If the shoe doesn't fit, please don't try it on anyway. If it doesn't apply, let it fly. But if you were offended by the truth written here, just read, then that tells me something, and that should tell you something too. It tells you that there is still empire encoded malware in the system, in your system. And I know deletion, it hurts. I am not going to apologize for speaking truth to evil. I will not mourn fragile egos. Sometimes the only way to receive a spiritual transfusion is to be broken open first. So, once again, Black people, we know who allies are, who real allies are, and what's understood, we love to say, don't need to be said. A real ally ain't got to put it out there that they are an ally. It shows in their actions and their deeds and how not they just talk, but how they walk. Not behind you with a knife behind their back, not in front of you trying to be seen and heard or try to be the face of a movement. White people can't decolonize Black people, can't save us. We save ourselves. White people can't decolonize each other and save themselves. They got to do that. Same with Mexico, same with Venezuela, same with Gaza, same in Sudan, same everywhere around the world. We each have to individually decolonize our mind so that we can come back together and understand that this is a fight not against white, not against brown, not against Black, not against the fucking color spectrum in the crayon box, my LGBTQ plus community. Is just one singular crayon in the box, the green one. Empire wears a white face, but they bleed green, if you know what I mean. They are ancient. I compare them to evil because that's exactly what they is. And if you can't see the evil that they're using, and this is history repeating itself, the same with the Bible, the same with white Christian nationalism. What Jesus do these people serve? What God? Are you really claiming the same God that they are claiming? Because I don't know who the fuck that God is, but it's never been a God of mine. Never. That's a conversation in these books for these Black people and y'all Baptists and y'all super uber religious, not spiritual. The ones who talk down on your lineage, on your history, on your language, on your customs that were stolen from you, that were remixed. They picked apart, picked and chose what they wanted from us and put it in the Bible. And that's hard for y'all to understand. They may not have beaten obedience into you, but they beat Jesus. They beat their white Jesus into you so goddamn hard. I don't know about you, but me and my Lord, me and my household, we serve the Lord. That's fine. Once again, are you telling me you serve the same Lord as him? That's something to think about. Don't get me to digressing. I'm not going to apologize once again for speaking truth to evil. This is what this for. This is why it's important. This is why I need y'all to tap into this work, to click links if you can't afford $10. If you have Kindle Unlimited, flip the pages, borrow the book for free. It's on other e-reader sites as well. If you don't have the $10 to spend, share the links. Talk about my book. Share this live right now. Have you shared it? What am I looking at? I don't know if I can see shares or not. Have you shared this live? Have you typed in some people? Did you try to bring some people over here to this live today? I mean, there are multiple ways that you can support somebody, that you can help them be seen and heard. But of course, if it don't fucking benefit you, if you don't see no type of return in your investment of energy, of love, of kindness, then you ain't finna do shit. And that's why you ain't growing. And that's why you ain't building. And that's why everything you do is gonna fail. It's gonna fail. You already operating from a cracked foundation. Your roots is growing up in the wrong direction. And I can't fuck with you. I don't even want you fucking with me. So this is a good time to relocate, if you hear. This is a great time I'm gonna open this up. Thank y'all for listening to that. Truly. Once again, The Exorcism of Great America is out now on Amazon. It's trending. It's on bestseller list right now. I could really use your help making sure that I get that long-term visibility where I continue to pop up, where eventually, you know what I'm saying? It will land in front of the right eyes at the right time, at the right place. And they're going to read the right words in this word. And it's going to spread like wildfire. I'm trusting. I'm believing. I already know. I've already felt it. This work it's not even my work. It's spirit-led work. This is not my work. I can't take credit. I can't take credit for the downloads. It's written in my voice, but I'm channeling something different. And I feel like it's ancient. I feel that way because I'm fighting an ancient evil. I've been fighting the evil that's been here for a long time. My people have been fighting this evil for a long time. I mean, people love to say we are our ancestors' greatest dream. Greatest dream. They could never have imagined us. Think about that. Think about an ancestor looking at us right now in wonder. And then after that wonder, what do they feel when that high comes down? What would they feel about us? What would they say about us? Like immigrants, they work fields all day picking cotton. Now you niggas cottonelle soft, tissue paper soft, sensitive ass motherfuckers. I mean that not in the baddest way. Not in a male, sensitive, sassy ass nigga way. No, I mean sensitive as if, your emotions can be pierced in an instant and it triggers you to crash out, to do ignorant shit. All because you can't maintain or regulate your emotions. That's wow. Don't get me to start it. I'm sorry. Anyway, let me see what we are looking at here. Let me get back to your comments as I get ready to prepare for your questions and your answers. That is definitely here. And yeah, go ahead. Get that out here. I need to know. How do you feel about what you just read? What you just read? I don't want that tag. Let's go right here. There we go. So if you're here, if you're in the chat, questions and answers are up for you all. This is the time. If you bought the book, if you read it before coming, drop it in the chat. If you catch the replay and you have some questions, drop it in the comments. I'll go ahead. I'll be sure to catch your comment and respond in kind. But I really like to know about how you feel about what you heard. I guess that's it. Let me know. It's open. There's nothing, off the table. This wasn't a pretty piece. This isn't, pretty work. So I don't expect pretty sanitized answers. You shouldn't expect curated answers either. So This is a raw and unfiltered, honest moment. I need y'all to talk to me. And look, I don't know if anybody gonna get to the giveaway because I don't see nobody in the live. And one of those rules is that you had to have been in the live. In the live. So yes, pre-orders matter. If you got the book, make sure drop a review, pre-order Call of Death Patriarchy. It's coming out January 13th. I need y'all to do that. Those definitely matter. I need to take that content just up. My little floating widget is be acting up. I apologize. Yes. I appreciate y'all being here. Cultural. Yes, giveaway is coming here soon. So I don't know if you guys like I said, I don't know if you guys purchased the book, if you read it already on Kindle Unlimited, but if you look to the ticker, you'll see some links. You'll see all kinds of things up there to read. Pay attention. If you don't know by now, I'm also a voice actor. So if you need a voice like mine for your next audio project, then let me know. I do narrations, but I do better when I'm studying. I tend to come to my platform just as, less polished because I represent authenticity. I just come as myself. Like I said, I'm professional. So be sure to check out Verbal Oasis. I'm on Facebook. My website is up there as well. I'll make sure that you guys have my link tree in the chat, and that'll just take you everywhere all at once. It's not link tree, but it's bio site. And bio site is more customizable with its images. So I like that much better than link tree. It's a lot that you can do for free. And so you guys should go check that out as well. I need y'all to go listen to the podcast, damn it. The Power of Connection is the latest episode featuring Mr. Bright over in Africa, and we talk about the importance of connection, some of the things that I mentioned earlier. That's out now. It could really use your support as well. Listen to it. I feel like you will be disappointed, but won't be disappointed. If you ever want to be a guest on the Mamba Ron Unfiltered podcast, you can go to my website. Right there at the top, you can see apply to be a guest. You hit that link and I'll get that information. You got to be in alignment, though. This is not just a podcast just to be talking shit. And I know everybody loves to talk their shit and get on their soapbox. You give somebody an opportunity to be seen and heard, and believe me, they will go. They will go, they will go, they will go. And that's fine. I want you to be seen and heard, but in the right way. You got to be in alignment in what I represent for this podcast and what it brings to the table. I'm not any other podcast, but Mamba Ron Unfiltered. People who are pushing pain and the purpose, people with testimony, with stories to tell that can help shed light, that can help be a light in the darkness for somebody else. You never know how. That's why they call it a testimony. Your testimony can help somebody else in their mental battles, their physical battles, their spiritual battles. It's so important. I told y'all to listen to the podcast, so I did all that. There's some people I need y'all to go follow. K Globe, follow her, Verbal Tea Podcast. Then there's the Tunnel Radio, who popped up in today. Music is life. Y'all know that. I love music, and they are literally the hottest underground station in the land. Okay, help them. You can listen to them 24/7 over on iHeart, Spotify, running playlists. They have awesome music. They are for the artists, and it's definitely takes you away from the mainstream music and agenda. Tap in. So much talent over there in the tunnel. And if you need a dope as fuck traveling photographer, you got Shelly Trope Photography. My wonderful sister in Ohio. Amazing, beautiful, dope soul. One of the few people that I met when I first went into promo, instantly connected with. Our relationship transcends the virtual. Beautiful, dope soul. Be sure you go give her a follow. Pro God in the chat. Pro God, whenever we can get together, is my music engineer. He produces things for me when I ask him to. He is a gamer, Twitch streamer, Facebook gamer. He loves to run NBA 2K. Fellas, if you're looking for a game, he has community games where he invites the chat to come play. Hop in with him. He has fun. He know what he doing over there. So you'll definitely have a good time. Catch up with his stream. Check out if you need anything you need. Basically, he can do. He's a graphic designer. He can create a fashion line for you. He can create whatever you want. He can do. Shelly would call him green peppers right now. If you're tired of short form content, I need you to go check out Digital Disobedience on my Substack. There you will find my long form reflections, things that I actually write and share with the world. It's important that you come over there and do that. All these things I'm discussing is in the ticker. Catch it, write it down. Like I said, my bio site ticker is right there coming up. And yeah. I appreciate y'all so much. I don't see any new comments popped up. So that's wonderful. I can't say it's wonderful, so much wonderful, because I wanted to move into the giveaway. But I don't know. Don't know what happened. You all, where did you guys go? Where did you guys go? I'm looking for my asset when I'm talking about this. Wow, I'm going to figure this out one day. And then I'm just going to be doing it like nothing. I swear. I'm going to be doing it like nothing. Reload. I don't even know how to get that back on the screen. I'm not going to even worry about it. I had like a nice little giveaway. I got all these screens and stuff. Y'all, I'm coming out with a new merch store. It's called the Critical Thinking Clinic. I am going to be featuring some more dope creations. If you haven't checked out the Black Mamba Effect merch shop on my pop-up shop, go check it out. Like I said, there's people out here creating with love, with intention, and who just wants to share with the world. I understand that things y'all care about quality. I understand that you can't get from everybody, but that's not what it's always about. Sometimes your purchase is just enough to fuel somebody's confidence. If I go buy from somebody, it's not because I'm buying to buy something I want or something. Most of the time I see things that I love and I be like, ooh. But for the most part, I know what kind of confidence it is with just one order, with just one sale, with just one book that somebody decided to buy is enough to inject you with that confidence that, hey, I can do this. People are out here willing to support me. People I don't even know. So hopefully that'll help you want to go harder in your connections and your networking. As you say, people say your network will build your net worth. So your net worth can be completely molded by your network, who you building with, who you connecting with. Connection is the lifeblood of community. Okay. It's how this path I've been on is a path of connections, I am not going to keep you guys any longer. I know that I was late. I'm going to finish up with some call to actions. Shout out. I want my screen to pop up. I don't appreciate this. My overlay screens, girl, this is ridiculousness. But yeah, I'm gonna keep you all. We are going to get ready. I'm not removing myself. Oh, there we go. Look at there. Giveaway. I like that. Anyway, if you bought the book, if you send me a screenshot of the proof of your purchase. It could be, your order confirmation. It could be you holding the book. It could be you a picture of it on your Kindle device. Make sure you send it to me. If you were here during this live, you commented, then I will know. Send it to me, and I'll enter you for a $25 gift card to Amazon, a signed copy of my book, and a mystery item from my new merch pop-up, Critical Thinking Clinic. No, I don't have it like that. That's just me knowing how to say thank you. That's just me pouring back into the people that's pouring into me. It's not much, but it is a token of my appreciation. That Amazon gift card will be digital. I will announce winners on Monday evening, tomorrow evening. If people do what they're supposed to do and get in time. Now, if you watch the replay, if you were here at any point during this live, make sure you press #replay, and you will also be entered into a drawing for a free item from the merch store. But definitely those who purchased the ebook, who haven't yet or hadn't got an ebook or print copy, I should say, I'm going to be sending you a signed autographed copy of this book. So go ahead and send those things to me. I'll be announcing the winners publicly and privately. Let's just say Tuesday. Once I get the results in and tab and do all that, I'll be sure to find some creative way to let you guys know that you are the winner of today's giveaway. Thank you. This is just me, like I said, showing my love and appreciation for you all tapping in, not only to this live, but really just supporting what your girl will be over here doing. That's Digital Disobedience. You can find right now on Amazon. You have the shot heard around the world from Great America show on stage right there. That's the book that we just discussed and went through just right now. And of course, if you don't know already, I don't even think I do. There you go. That's not the version I need to upload, but if you're in vertical, you should be able to see some of the artwork for the new book that's dropping on the 13th, coded Cause of Death, Patriarchy. Shout out to Brandon Moore, who has decided to contribute to this work. I look forward to announcing that when that time comes. But in the meantime, look, I love y'all. You know the drill. You know the drill. If you don't know already, you already know what I'm going to say. Giveaway is over. Giveaway is over. Yes, be sure to connect with me. Be sure that you be good, you be safe, you drink your water. You know that water is life, literally, figuratively, philosophically, and biblically. Water is life. So make sure, you're drinking yours. I promise there's water in here. I am going to be on my way out. I'm going to hit this up for you guys. And then, I'm gone. I'm such a dork, y'all. I don't know much about much, but I'm Jon Snow. I know nothing, but I be trying. I be trying to learn. Your girl be over here trying. She be over here trying.